Just give it a second before I start talking. That'll be appropriate. Oh man. Yeah, chill. All right, well, I'll just go ahead and start talking because we're chill. Pretty plain and simple. I wanted to talk about it for some time now. It's been now well over a week, and this past week probably has been like one of my best weeks business-wise, to say the least. But I wanted to focus more on what happened 2 Sundays ago at Palefest. Palefest 2023. If you guys don't know about it yet, which is weird because I talk about it often on my channels and whatnot, Palefest 2023 was the second Palefest. Palefest was featuring masks, monsters, and metal. So if you are an enthusiast that likes like some of the more, some people call them novelty bands, other people call them theatrical bands, masked bands, painted bands, Slipknot, Mudvayne, Swollen Teeth, Insane Clown Posse, Twisted, Psychotic Symphony, Ghost, like a lot of those just bounce off, my head right now. If you like those kinds of bands, and then you also like, mask making in general. Like I know I'm from Central Indiana, so they have that Mask Fest. So a lot of people like Mask Fest, or if you're big into, even horror. So with the monsters and whatnot, there were creators there, original artists, and mask makers that deal with horror, that do replica masks from some of your favorite bands and whatnot, from some of your favorite movies. Some of them actually made pieces for certain films. Like Paul J. Vick was an awesome guy. I got to meet him and get a picture with him and the walrus that he made for Tusk, that movie. He's done stuff for Kevin Smith. He's done stuff for Insane Clown Posse. He's done stuff for Slipknot and stuff. All of them have their feet well planted into the whole, mask making realm and entertainment realm and stuff. And I was only there on Sunday. I had other things to do the first 2 days, but I knew, by God, I was going to be able to make it. I'm still tired from waking up. But I knew I was going to be making it Sunday. Back in March, I was actually contacted by Bishop about doing my wrestling show there. We'll get more to that in a minute. But being there and seeing everything that was involved and stuff was just mind-blowing. You can tell that, it's still in, as big as it is in its, I guess, second year, so technically it's like an infantile stage, is incredible. And the camaraderie and family feeling with everybody there, it was amazing, because it was the first time I'd been there and I really didn't know anybody. There's only people that I've met through just online conversations on Facebook and whatnot. And the fact that, going there and feeling more like internet friends, it felt like we've been buddies for a while with half the people that I knew through Facebook and whatnot. It was amazing. And it just felt like everybody pretty much checked their egos at the door, which is also cool, because I've met people that are in like, you know, film production and stuff like that, that haven't even really gotten their feet too wet, and they act like they are like supreme Hollywood status elites and feel like they're better than everybody. And I did not get that feeling from anybody, including AJ and Bishop, because a lot of people would have thought that, you know, them running the show and them being at the status they're at, you know, they were one of us. And I think that's what was awesome. They're one of us, but unlike us, they were able to get something like this going in support of us, celebrating the stuff that we do. Now, like I said, besides wrestling, I too, if you've been on this channel, I make masks. And I do it various ways, where it's either mask repaints, or I take pieces of masks and slap them together and stuff like that. So besides going there to do the wrestling, they offered us a spot on that Sunday to sell merchandise. And I will be honest, there were some wrestlers that actually, I think they backed out because they thought it was too big of a gamble and that they wouldn't make any money. And that's how they felt. That's cool. I'm not going to be angry at them for it. But the fact that I make masks, and we're going to a convention where masks are being made, and that is a part of my wrestling gimmick, it makes more sense for me to have my masks there on that table. It made more sense to have my masks on the table than my other wrestling merchandise. You know, and you learn that as a wrestler. You see what shows you go to, and you see what kind of fans that they bring and the kind of show that they run, and you do your merchandise based off of that. You know, if you go to the more family-friendly shows that, you know, they have those $5 tickets instead of like the $10 and $20 tickets, you make sure that the stuff that you bring will be affordable for the families. You know, you bring the $1 through $5 items, and you kind of only have a limited supply of the $20 and up there. But yeah, when I went there and I laid all my masks out, I will say I was very nervous going to Palefest, you know, because not very many people knew who I was. So I felt like I had this like underdog mentality going in there, but the fact that everybody was so welcoming was one thing. Second off, the minute I got my masks on the table finally, I immediately had customers. I had people coming, and because, you know, it's one of those things where I tell people, if you make something you like, other people will like it too eventually. You don't just give up if you don't sell after the first show. Like I used to do craft shows back in the day with jewelry, and I had done 3 or 4 shows in a row where I didn't make a dime. You know, and I'm spending money on booths, you know, to set up, and not one person buy my stuff. And then suddenly the 5th and the 6th one, I sell out. So there's pieces on there that I've had now for over a year that still didn't sell, but I'm not mad at it not selling. I know eventually they will sell. Somebody will see it enough and they will buy it. And that's the other thing too, is like the fact that I had people coming, looking at my stuff and actually choosing something that they wanted in their collection was amazing for me. I ended up selling, I believe, 12 items. 9 of the 12 were masks. The other 3 were the cuddle creeps, which is cool too. And I also had people, you know, wanting to get in contact with me for later after Palefest, because, you know, the first 2 days, it's hard. I'm dead serious with all the cool stuff that they had there. It's hard to hold on to your money for all 3 days. You know, some people are like, Friday, I already spent all my money. And I'm like, I could understand, because the stuff that they had there is such amazing, you know, just some amazing work and artistry and stuff. And you had Sad Clown Studios there. You had Lonnie Mass there. You had Trash Bag Ghost. You had Paleface & Co. You had stuff from Sid and Jay and Ricardo Grimm and Swollen Teeth and I think Bother is their name. Letterman Studios, and some of the other names are just fleeting out of my head right now. Dead Neck Studios. You know, really amazing mask makers, and their product was also equally amazing. So it was just, and the fact that I could sit down there with them and have my product available and actually have my product sell was really motivating, and it was also humbling too to know that there are people walking there that actually saw my product worth it. Because you know your worth. You know your own worth, and then sometimes people want to tell you that it's not as much as you think you are, and there are people there that day telling me yes, it is, and we'll prove it to you. So that was really amazing, and talking with, being able to converse a little bit with AJ, converse a little bit with Bishop and stuff. It was a treat finally meeting them in person. They were so cool. One of the first people to greet me outside the show before Palefest even started was Ricardo Grimm, and I will be honest, I didn't know who Ricardo Grimm was. I've heard of him and I've listened to a little bit of his stuff, but not like fully immersed into Ricardo Grimm. And him and his crew came up to me. They saw the hearse, they admired the hearse, but through conversation, eventually one of the guys said, that's Ricardo Grimm, right? And I was like, oh, I didn't. Well, I just thought it was, really cool dudes being friendly with me and liking the hearse. So, and the fact that somebody like Ricardo Grimm was able to come up and talk to me like that, once again, dealing with, even when I would do stuff at the Emerson, people that were in the same status technically as me and the group that we performed with, try to act like they were better than us. And it was like, and the fact that Ricardo Grimm was so down to earth that he was willing to come and talk, and he wanted to get photos, and he was a real cool dude. That made me a fan immediately because of how cool he acted. So I got to give huge props to Ricardo Grimm. Like, he was one of the first people that, came up to talk to me and everything. So he was really cool. And, getting to meet and see AJ and say hi to him, and one or two words shared between us through every couple or so throughout Palefest was awesome. Getting to talk to him during a wrestling show at the House of Masks, which I honestly thought I wasn't going to be able to go to because I went on Sunday and they're only supposed to be open on Friday and Saturday. Really blew my mind getting to see that place firsthand. As well as, just Bishop, man. I did. The whole day was just incredible. Drive there, unnerving. And we'll talk a little bit about the wrestling spot right now. Like, originally, I was trying to do a thing. We were going to do like a Halloween haunted house, no ring haunted house tour, where we go to a haunted house and we wouldn't even need a ring, because a lot of the guys that work with me have done no ring wrestling before. Because if you're a good professional wrestler, you don't need a ring. You just need to wrestle. And I guess a couple fans of our show and fans of House of Masks actually in Palefest reached out to and talked to Bishop about it, and that's when Bishop approached me asking me. And he told me what the situation is, because it wasn't that we were overlooked. It was just, they had already, spent the budget on getting everything run, and then that's when they asked us. So I told him that I would be able to find wrestlers that would not need, are not looking for financial gain, but they are looking for just camaraderie. They're looking to have fun. They want to participate in this. They saw, House of Masks, and they've seen how awesome it is, and they wanted to be a part of it just as bad as I did. And at the time, I found 13 wrestlers that wanted to do that. Well, we didn't show up with 13 wrestlers. We started having wrestlers were coming in with injuries. Wrestlers were contacting me, being retired suddenly. And then on the day of, you have a person with a car that breaks down, then another person gets injured in the match the night before. It was insane. We ended up overnight, like 9 wrestlers gone. And so there's just 4 of us showing up. But, the whole time I kept telling Bishop, because I worry about stuff like that, That's not usually a good omen. And I kept telling Bishop, I said, I know we only have 4 wrestlers, but I will make sure that we give you our best show. I will make you proud to have picked me. And we sat down, and while we were at the trade show table, it was me, Zodiac, and Nikki Ratu, all sitting there with our merch and stuff. And we're just, this is how we should do it. This is how we should open the match. This is how should we go. And we're trying to do it to where we can work matches with only 4 wrestlers. As kayfabe aside, I'm moving that veil. Me and one of the other wrestlers have worked multiple gimmicks, still do to this time. And so it became a why not us just doing one of our different gimmicks. So that's how we had it planned, to space it out and use the other wrestlers to get us to do like costume changes and whatnot. So when it came down for the show, some of the people were having issues leaving the venue because we were having it outside. And so we were supposed to start at 5, but that's why they said 5-ish, because we ended up finally going on at around 5:40. And, we had our first match. And at first, people didn't know what to think. By the end of the first match, people got it. They were like, okay, this is not WWE. This is more fun show. Like, within the 5 matches we gave them Kaiju Big Battle. We gave them Chikara Pro. We gave them like ECW. We gave them Deathmatch. We did a full variety. We went from big costume comedy to full-on blood and gore deathmatch. We hit the whole spectrum of wrestling, and that's why for my brand, The Badass Pro, that's what we try to do. We try to give people a variety of everything they can see, and they did. And even though we advertised as well as Mid-Death Pro, there was only one Mid-Death Pro wrestler that could represent him, because everybody a part of Mid-Death had to cancel the last night because of car trouble. But Zodiac, I believe, had previously worked at a Mid-Death Pro show. And so he was the only, I guess, representative, so you can still say Mid-Death Pro was there. But there you go. It was, majority of it was The Badass Pro, which I still give props to Mid-Death Pro. They didn't have to do it. They wanted to do it. It's just they had car trouble, and they couldn't get out there in time. So, but it was good to represent ourselves as well as represent Mid-Death Pro there. And also represent Palefest. We were the closers, and with all honesty, those are really big shoes to fill, because you are now the last thing that's going to happen at Palefest. You're going to be the last thing that people remember before they leave. That you don't want to end it on a meh. You don't want people to go, oh. You want those people to be like, hell yeah, I can't wait for next year. This was amazing. That's why, when people do events during the summertime, you have a fireworks display. That's how you end it. You want all the big boom, 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 bang, boom, so that those people go, wow, I can't wait to come back next year. And we were relied on to give the people of Palefest that feeling. We were the ones that were supposed to be like, hey, let's give them their fireworks so that fans can potentially get excited about a Palefest 2024, Palefest 3. So I want to believe that just with the 5 wrestlers, we did that. Everything happens for a reason. Who knows? Maybe we would have had all 13 wrestlers there and it just not gone right, But with Zodiac and Matt Vengeance and Nikki Ratu, those are 3 guys that I know I can rely on if I need something done, and they proved it. They went above and beyond. Nikki, luckily enough, there was only one match he had to deal with. Everybody else wrestled multiple matches. But still, what we did was we turned it into, we had the opening match, which was just a fun little match for the people to watch. Then we had our tournament. It was just a 4-man tournament. And then the winner of that tournament ended up getting challenged by Zodiac, which they fought. And spoiler alert, Zodiac won. So Zodiac is the new ZPW Horror Core Champion. which he filled those shoes because the Carver was the champion at the time, but he ended up retiring. So we ended up making a new title and everything. It looks awesome. Zodiac is the current ZPW Horrorcore champion, so just wanted to mention that. And I think one of the best feelings was when the match was officially over, and I walked over and I saw Bishop there, and I was asking Bishop, did we do you proud? Did we do good? And he just was like, brother, and pulled me in and gave me a hug, and he's like, we did it, dude. And it was just that feeling of relief, you know, because the whole time, no matter what we did, I was just worried that, you know, the fans don't like it. You know, they will be like, yeah, Palefest, they did some stupid wrestling show and it sucked. We didn't get that. You know, we actually got a very welcoming and loud and happy response. It was very positive. And, you know, you see people, and this is the thing, stereotypically wise, when you see people with Slipknot shirts and Mudvayne shirts and, you know, death metal shirts and stuff like that, and Insane Clown Posse shirts, you look at them, you think that they would immediately be like negative and hateful to certain things. And I got nothing but love the entire day during Palefest. I know, same with Zodiac, same with Nikki. We got so much just camaraderie, respect. It was amazing. It was an amazing day. I was so fortunate to be a part of it, and I was so happy to be representing Palefest and to be their closer, because I've closed 2 other things before where they had me be the last person. One was, or actually both of them were for Days of the Dead. They had me closing down the Blue Track series for Days of the Dead. So that was amazing. And just like I said, the people coming up to us and telling us how awesome it was that they thought our brand and the show was. Knowing that just across the street there were prisoners at the jail that were looking through the window watching us, so technically we performed for a jail. That was kind of fun. I can check that off my bucket list. And it was a very emotional day for me. You know, like not too many times does a person get to see, you know, something that they watch almost religiously as much as they can. And you have these people that have grounded themselves as, you know, they're that product. It's because I'm not breathing deeply. That's why I'm talking so much. I'm not taking deep enough breaths. With AJ and Bishop, and, you know, and I'm a behind the scenes guy, so even though there's actors and stuff like that, when the behind the scenes stuff, I want to see who made blah. You know, I want to see who made the Walrus from Tusk. I want to see who made the outfits from that other Kevin Smith film that I don't remember the name of just now. But, you know, I got to meet them. I got to shake hands with them and, you know, and find like a camaraderie with each other. It was an amazing feeling. It was an amazing thing. And I got to experience that all in one day. So that was incredible. That was awesome. And it's a good euphoric feeling. Me and my wife are already starting to house hunt in Chillicothe. No, I'm just kidding. But it was an amazing time. You know, the car ride was more somber because it was over. Palefest was over. You know, I was halfway home and I went, oh, it's not like I can go back tomorrow. You know, it's done. That sucks. But, you know, and then feeling that again because now, you know, I'm getting on YouTube and I'm looking up other people that went to Palefest 2023 just to still experience some of that, because then I can lock myself back into that day. And it was an amazing week too. Palefest was just the start of it. You know, I had there was a movie that featured some masks that I was commissioned to make, as well as some costuming and some special effects that came out this week, and that was amazing because I got to sit down in the theater and watch it on the big screen. My buddy Eric Ians from Night Terrors, he got to open up his haunt professionally for the first time, and he did extremely well. And I was actually there still slinging masks. Like I thought that would be a weird because like, oh, you're going to a haunted house, this guy's going to sell masks, but people were coming up. I've actually sold some masks there. Had a little bit of a hiccup and a scare, you know, with my wife not feeling good back and pelvis wise, but it's just over the past week. Her the injury that she sustained from the car accident kind of just crept up on her. It happens. but she's actually fine, so that's a relief. And even my youngest starting 2nd grade is insane because he's such a smart child. It's just this has been a great week. It's like Bush says, I don't want to come back down off this cloud. I'm on cloud 9 stuff. But I wasn't able to actually purchase anything or get any cool stuff for Halls to show off. But Trash Bag Ghost was really cool enough, came over to our table and gave us a treat bag. And so I'll just show you guys what was in the treat bag. Fun little digi-doos and whatnot. So like here's the it's Bloody Bites, oozing candy. So it's like like the stuff you would have in those weird like squeeze it bottles with fangs. So that was cool. And then a little plastic eyeball, which I'll probably end up using on a prop. Spam. How many people get spam texts? It's so weird. Oh, we got Tootsie Pops. Oh, there we go. We got some Tootsie Pop miniatures. I wonder if they have the Tootsie Rolls in them. There. Oh, mango flavored. That's different. I haven't seen a mango flavored one. Mango and raspberry. Keep that away from my wife. She's allergic. Let's see what else we got here. Got a fun little plastic spider ring. I think. There's also some sour ribbons, and I ate those already. All right, so here's some of the cool stuff Trash Bag Ghost gave me. There is the Trash Bag Ghost Trash Collection Services. I don't get it. So there we go there. That's awesome with his .com and at deals. Here's another Trash Bag Ghost. And that is his his TikTok on the back of it. It says, I just love TikTok. It's so fantastic. And that's a quote from Ghost. Now, oh, this is cool. We got the Trash Bag Ghost Monster Lab. That's so neat. And it's on the back. It's done like the greeting card. And then I got 2 Trash Bag Ghost pens or pencils, which is cool. I love pencils. I think they're the. Let me see if they are. No, they're just green. I thought they'd be the ones where they would color change. They're not, but still, I got the Trash Bag Ghost illustration and design graphic content. I love that. I got his logo on there. I love the Trash Bag Ghost logo too. And then I also got a pen from him. So I won't drop it. So there's a Trash Bag Ghost business pen. And this piece is awesome. Always the hard way. It's got some of his artwork on the front. So a fun little notebook that we can, it's stitched down the middle. So I got an awesome notebook too. So this was my haul. So I got these guys. I love them. There's also a Trash Bag Ghost pin, but it's on my lab coat back there on the lapel, which it will stay. And I still got to make some special patches because my wrestling, my battle lab coat gets patches on it for every promotion I've wrestled for this year, as well as special events. So I got to put up a Mid-Def Pro patch because technically they were part of the show. And I got to put up a Palefest 2023 patch. That's gonna be awesome. So I like adding those patches to the Battle Lab coat. And I'm stretching, which means I'm pretty much done for now. Once again, thank yous go out to AJ Good, especially Bishop, for inviting me to Palefest and being a part representing. The kind words I got from Paul J. Vick was amazing and awesome. Meeting some of the people that I thought I would never see in person Lonnie and Everett's, Paul J. Vick, Ricardo Grimm was so amazingly awesome. Thank him too. Zodiac, Nikki Ratu, and Matt Vengeance for not running away. Actually being there for us and showing up and showing out for schlock treatment at Palefest for that wrestling show. Logan, the Hail Mary from Logan, just being a fan and a deathmatch fan and showing up with a referee shirt and getting him to sign the waiver and stuff. And, never stepping foot in the ring before being a referee and him just showing up, add a little bit of flavor. And also he did a pretty good job as a referee for never being able to do it before. So, and he even told me that when one of the local schools, wrestling schools, sets up, he will actually be going over there to train to be a referee. So we're helping dream Palefest once again, helping dreams come true. And that's one of the things too. That was one of my mottos is, as a MaskMonger, let me help you be who you truly want to be. He wanted to be a referee really bad, so we gave him that taste, and now he's more energetic about it. And that's why I make the masks. I say, sometimes masks hide people, but masks can also help you bring about who you want to be. And that's what I try to do as the MaskMonger. That's what I try to do as a pro wrestler. I want people to enjoy themselves and believe that, yes, they can do the things they want to in life. Doesn't matter how old you are. You can start today. And I did. I started, and now, hey, I got to perform and sell at Palefest 2023. And I really hope I'm going to have that chance next year again because they're awesome. The people there are awesome. It's great to know that McChill 3.0 now has a home at the House of Masks, along with the Death Mask, which I'm going to be making a base for. I'm going to do like a little bubble base that the mask would fit in, but you can also, it'll be like a Lazy Susan style, so you can actually turn it to see all the sides of it. And I'll be getting that set to AJ soon. So, all right, I'm done. Thank you guys for watching this. We'll see you again, and just remember, follow that dopamine. Dopamine, right? That wonderful little chemical that your brain releases into your body. It feels so good. It rewards you for doing the things you truly want to do in life. I'm not making that up either. That's science. But you guys know. It's not just science here. But you do know what science is. Science, which is a branch of knowledge derived from the observation, identification, description, theoretical explanation, experiment, investigation of natural phenomena, and total environment. Science! But it's not just science here. No, not on the Badass Network on YouTube. It's not here at the Ratlock Creation Station. No, not Palefest 2023, AJ, Bishop, and everybody else. Before I get to that, one more thing. Huge. Because I was going to do this on a separate one. Huge big ups to my wife, Mrs. Ratlock. Kristen, you are amazing. I was nervous about doing Palefest, and that was one of the things that I wanted to do is at home. When Bishop told me what he did, I was wanting to think about it. I asked my wife, and she said, if this would be a big enough deal, and this can help you out tremendously, do it. And I did. There's a lot of stuff that, I want to know from, I do. I asked my wife if she thinks it's a good idea or not, because me and my wife, we're a couple, till death do us part. And I love and honor and trust her opinions as well. And her opinion was for me to do it. So, with all honesty, it starts at home. And if it wasn't for my wife telling me to take this chance, we would have never went to Palefest, at least to perform. So, huge thank you. And I love you, Kristen, for pushing me for this. So that's amazing. Where was it? It's not just science. Science.